Brand positioning is a lot like a relationship. After a lot of looking around, you finally found the one you think will accompany you for the next while. It looks good, the positioning fits your values and culture, touches the right heartstrings, even makes you laugh. And of course, the sales aren't bad either. There's a country song that claims, if love was a plane, nobody'd get on. How many brand positionings stand the long-term test of time? You know the signs. The organization changes, the values change, conversations goes dry, sales stagnate. The brand and the positioning just don't fit together anymore. A few years ago, Deutsche Telekom and its T brands were at this point. The market had changed, and our brand needed to change to reflect the new reality and take advantage of it. After much soul-searching, a dating service, or even couples therapy, to stay in the relationship comparison, Telecom launched its new positioning. This became a positioning to write home about, one with the ability to match and grow over time with the brand and its needs. I'm speaking, of course, of Life is for Sharing. The supporting T brand personality is closely related to sharing life with others and include traits as sociable, honest, natural, approachable, and inspiring. Now it was up to communication and media to bring the new brand positioning and personality to life. The first campaigns with this new positioning and personality took small but important baby steps. Mass market campaigns that showed how our products could enable sharing. Actors or even real people like Paul Potts, the mobile salesman who became a star in the first Britain's Got Talent series, pulled the emotional heartstrings of consumers and built the foundation for bigger things to come. We then started looking for ways to grow the sharing part of the Life is for Sharing positioning in the hopes that this would further build the brand. Our first step in this direction enabled our consumers to share with us, and we then shared their messages with the rest of the world. The world's largest love letter on the Berlin TV tower, or 1,500 messages from consumers spread throughout Slovakia. We even hosted a real Rain of Flowers event in Vienna. These first Life is for Sharing campaigns achieved at the time record results for Deutsche Telekom. Customers related to the T brands even more than before. Employees were proud of the activities, and we learned that Life is for Sharing meant actively involving consumers with our brands. Engagement. As Carl said, it's a buzzword and an aspirational concept for so many brands and campaigns today, grew naturally within the Deutsche Telekom DNA until it finally convinced us that this was the right way to go. We started not to only encourage and expect engagement in our campaigns as a living embodiment of Life is for Sharing, but importantly, we also started to plan for it. The T brand personality acted as a gatekeeper for our campaign planning. If a campaign didn't pass the personality checklist in the planning phase, we went back to the drawing board. Key, of course, to achieving many of these values was the involvement of real people, real customers in our activities. Over the past year, we have refined how we approach engagement on a campaign and media level. I'd like to share with you today some of the recent case studies from Europe, and while doing that, talk about a few key principles of our engagement approach. In Austria, we held street interviews to hear what people would do with our My Community product. In the course of these interviews, we found Philip, a young Austrian working in an AIDS clinic who wanted to raise awareness and funds for AIDS-related causes. The idea? Walk from one side of Austria to the other, collecting donations along the way. We told Philip's story in a variety of media, TV spots, daily documentaries of his journey in TV and online, editorials, radio interviews. Social media and a microsite allowed supporters to follow his journey via maps and videos. By the end of the campaign, Philip's Facebook page had almost 60,000 fans, making it one of the most popular pages in Austria. The campaign succeeded in engaging the fan base on a daily basis, 100 to 200 likes per posting, going up to more than 2,000 likes. And most engaging of all, Philip was accompanied not only online, but also live by fans throughout his journey, offering him meals, offering him lodging, offering to wash his clothes. Not once did Philip have to pay for a place to stay during his 6-week campaign. Philip's campaign is a great example of an individual engagement campaign, which Deutsche Telekom and its T brands have used in great effect in local campaigns around the past year. Next up, we challenge ourselves to attempt an international engagement campaign. Katie's project was the result. In Katy Perry, we found an international star who was open and willing to have fans engage with her on an important undertaking, creating her next music video. In 8 participating countries, we invited fans to become part of her upcoming firework video by showing off their inner spark on Katie's local mini site, dancing, singing, and other talents. In each market, the local project fan community decided which fans would travel and become part of Katie's video and travel to the filming in Budapest. We then chose one winner from each market to highlight in the local campaign, showing how they used our products to prepare for the journey and the shoot on TV, online, and print, depending on the market. At the video shoot in Budapest, our 250 winners kept in touch with their communities at home by sharing their impressions, photos, and videos from the shoot. The results were pretty amazing and showed that an international campaign with an international star can be engaging on a very local, personal level. In total, over 38,000 fans submitted video applications to the campaign. Our Facebook fan page base grew by 175,000 new members during the campaign, and the firework video achieved over 170 million views, making it one of the top videos of 2010. I'd like to share with you a video which sums up a number of our campaigns over the past year, where a local hero helped to achieve their dream using the support from Telecom's products and the wider community in Hungary, Czech Republic, Netherlands, Croatia, and Austria.
Deutsche Telekom's Life is for Sharing is a terrific brand promise that has allowed us to transform invisible airtime into real, tangible moments, which people can participate in. Over the last 12 months, we've rolled out a series of ambitious projects in 10 countries across Europe. Let's take Philippe, a 20-year-old who walks 863 kilometers through Austria to raise awareness for HIV/AIDS issues, armed only with his mobile phone. Or Carol, who arranges over 500 people to play a life-size game of Ludo in the Czech Republic. What about a Dutch family who organises a surprise party for their 70-year-old grandma, resulting in 40,000 people singing happy birthday? Then Matej mobilises the youth of Croatia to organise the largest graffiti jam ever to hit the Adriatic coast. Leko in Macedonia gets 100 boats together to host 600 people with the largest ever picnic on water at the ancient Ohrid Lake. Superstar Katy Perry invites people from 8 countries to show off their sparks and appear in her worldwide music video, Firework. In Budapest, a giant real-time Facebook page is created, bringing the internet to the streets with over 18,000 wall postings. The list goes on, but in each case, these were great moments that participants will never forget. These were real people who simply had an idea and needed tea products to make it happen. At each turn, those services were key to the story. It's been the tool to organise the final result and a way for the fun to be spread to others. As an example, cheap calls could mean you can call all your friends to generate as much help as possible. Or a user interface with all your social network at the touch could mean your contacts can find you a place to stay or even wash your clothes. The general public were invited to the events and connected to the heroes using social media and commented on forums. At the events themselves, consumers became de facto product demonstrators. They captured photos, films, and emotions and shared their experience with friends, family, and social network. The projects were seeded and grown through TV. Deeper engagement was provided with literally hundreds of content films and online reports. Print, outdoor, radio, in-store, staff engagement, and direct marketing featured strongly in the mix. Naturally, the live moments themselves served as some of the most joyous ambient ever seen in Europe. It was this happy spirit which captured the imagination of the press and public, generating hundreds of articles and TV reports and thousands of blogs and comments. Online social media was key to driving buzz, but also energizing consumer participation. Across the various markets, over 350,000 fans connected with their local heroes. Philippe's project alone received over 15 million hits to his webpage, not to mention the millions of visits to the other project sites. On Katie's project, consumers created around 45,000 minutes of user-generated content. As T moves into another year of Life is for Sharing, here are our results to date. In the instances when the campaign's focus was hard selling, we saw results of up to 300% above target. On briefs where awareness was gold, we saw results punch up to 54% above target. Most importantly, across the board, we saw the understanding of our brand promise grow by up to 22%. For Deutsche Telekom and ourselves, this has been one happily exhausting, continuous adventure. Life is full of unique moments. Isn't it great that we can share them with others? T, Life is for Sharing.
Our Million Voices campaign in Germany is a great example of broader consumer engagement. Deutsche Telekom wanted to emphasize its network quality and ubiquity. The decision was made to let the consumers themselves prove the network's quality by creating and sharing content in one huge national push. In the campaign, Thomas D., one of Germany's most popular and coolest rap stars, invited consumers to become part of the world's largest choir. Thomas D. created a new version of Nina Sherry's 7-second song, and then invited consumers to film themselves performing the song. Thomas himself commented via video messages on the entries, and then chose the best entries and voices to create one music video. The video was screened on TV, online, and in cinema, and campaign extensions, such as integration into plot lines of reality TV shows, helped to increase both reach and involvement. Over 13,000 videos were uploaded to the mini site, and the remixed choir sold almost 60,000 copies. The brand personality indicators showed a 20% increase, proving that the campaign really matched our Life is for Sharing positioning. There may be some of you in the audience who are skeptical of engagement tactics when it comes to certain target groups, like business customers, for example. We have found that it's been a natural development to engage all our target audiences. The best example for this is a business-to-business campaign from Slovakia, where our product entrepreneur offered services aimed at helping small businesses. Our insight here was that these small businesses didn't have the funds to show off their products and successes via advertising campaigns. So we set up a platform where businesses could share their success with one another and learn about our offer. Via a Facebook like button, users could vote for the successes that most impressed them. At the end of the campaign, the company with the most likes won an actual out-of-home campaign sponsored by the T brands. Now, this all sounds pretty straightforward, but the participants became self-promoters of the campaign, working hard to win like votes from their business partners and contacts. They integrated the contest on their web and Facebook pages, their blogs, to their tweets and emails, and even created How to Vote for Me videos. In rather small Slovakia, our campaign had over 1,000 small businesses competing as entrants, with over 160,000 unique visitors to the site in only a few weeks. So who said business-to-business campaigns couldn't be engaging? I hope that these few examples have given you some insight into Deutsche Telekom's Life is for Sharing approach. I'd like to summarize. For us, engagement has been a natural extension of the Life is for Sharing positioning, and the 3 points on the screen are the basic building blocks for our campaign strategy. When it comes to real people, we have learned that consumers respond best to engagement campaigns when they feel they are part of something larger than themselves, when emotional overrides the rational, and when the campaign feels natural, fun, and personally relevant. Furthermore, we have found that 3 types of engagement, create, support, and share, work well as engagement mechanics to keep the engagement fresh during the lifespan of a campaign. I've mentioned media selection throughout my campaign examples, but in general, we have found 3 main tasks for media in our engagement campaigns: creating reach, especially through TV, creating personal relevance, mainly through editorials and contests, and driving involvement, mainly through digital channels and sometimes events. The role of digital cannot be overstated. As you've seen in the examples I've shown on the screen, the central and irreplaceable meeting point in most of our engagement campaigns have been microsites and or social media sites with specific focus on YouTube and Facebook. Both serve a number of purposes: as a place for customers to show their support and enthusiasm for an idea, as a place to gather user-generated content and comments, as a place to organize involvement in real-life events and activities, and a place to grow interest through contests, additional news, and other smaller mechanics. To close off, we have worked hard to grow the Deutsche Telekom T brands via engagement, and so far we have gathered many learnings and found many key elements to creating successful campaigns. We will continue to learn and further develop our understanding of engagement. And of course, we won't be resting on our laurels. We hope to continue to dazzle the market and our consumers with even more brand building, blow you away engagement campaigns in the future as well. I thank you.